Okay, welcome to the Monday Night Men's Forum. I am Matt of FarmHopLife, and who do we have tonight?
That's Christopher with SecureCoop.com.
Jeremy at DeweyLikeDonuts on TikTok.
And Grant is getting tea. He will be right back. And Grant is my newest interview. Just published it this morning. So, that's annoying. Whatever, we're gonna fix that. Tonight's topic is project budgeting, time, money, and energy. I hope to learn a lot tonight because I suck at all of those.
I mean, I do too. So let's be
I'm
honest.
hoping to get some tips.
Maybe we can all learn from each other.
That'd be great. So who has the AC running in the background right now?
That might be me. Let me go turn it off.
You don't have to turn it off. Just mute yourself if you're.
Let me turn it off and see if it improves.
All right. Did everyone have a good week? Jeremy,
Sure.
It sounds like you're hitting the bourbon, so I can't imagine you're having. You say bourbon or whiskey?
Yeah, it was.
I don't know the difference, so you could lie to
me. It's bourbon. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's the mash bill. It's the difference. Yeah. Anyway. I'm not gonna get into all that, but yeah. See, I was traveling to corporate in Jackson, Mississippi all week. On Tuesday, my wife gives me a call that my son's got the flu.
Oh no!
And so I'm out. I'm like, well, that's fine. At least I'm not around it. I'm good. I'm safe. I get back Thursday night. Friday night, she comes in and she says, "Hey, I got a fever." So I'm like, "Oh, that's good." We were like, close contact. And so I'm waiting for my symptoms to start. But I'm 36 hours symptom free, so I'm hoping.
Yeah, let's hope. I hate getting sick.
Look, man. Hey, if I don't end up with the flu, I've either got one hell of an immune system or all the natural crazy remedies that I've been doing actually work.
Yeah, maybe both.
Well, I've got fermented garlic honey in my tea.
So
I've never heard of that before.
Garlic honey.
So I've got some that I'm gonna make.
I'm gonna pass on that.
I
love garlic. I love honey, and I love tea. I just can't think about putting them together.
Well, you ferment the garlic and the honey, and then you put it in your tea.
All right, but hear me out. So I've got some that I'm gonna make, and I'm actually gonna make a TikTok video about making the fermented honey with garlic honey. But for now, straight up, just take a clove of garlic and eat it. Oh, whew.
No, thank you.
Talk about putting some hair on your chest.
Really?
We've made our own fire water, like not the alcoholic kind, just like the. Oh man, what the heck is it?
Yeah, I've had
I don't know, apple cider vinegar and a bunch of junk in it. It's intense. It'll
it is.
Burn
that's what I'm chasing the garlic with. Apple cider vinegar, honey.
Oh, that sounds better. I'm gonna chase garlic with apple cider vinegar.
I mean, it's that strong. I mean, apple cider vinegar, honey, some water, and then some cayenne pepper. Throw the cayenne pepper; it'll clear you all out.
Man.
Okay, so I actually grew some heirloom peppers they're like purple leaf heart peppers or something. They're like the size of the tip of your pinky, and they're right up there as hot as cayenne peppers. They're crazy.
That's tiny.
Huh.
Yeah, they're super small, but purple.
So Jeremy, is that your personal event that you are?
Oh yeah, that's hands down. I got that one. I got the corner market on that one this week. That's been my personal event. I'm just trying to hold out for. I don't get it. It's been a week for sure.
Well, good luck.
Good luck. I think I'm good. I think
I'm that.
Yeah.
Next. Maybe you got like the new variant or something. Go ahead, Christopher.
Yeah. So last week, the one of the boys stepped through. We have some rickety wooden steps in front of the RV, and one of the boys stepped through the top steps. Said, "Okay, I need to go out and get." So I got online, and how do you build your own? I wanted to have some steps that I could take down, pack in the RV if we ever go somewhere, and I found some takedown steps. You can set them up, take them down. They're real sturdy. I got them. I got a good burst of energy today. I got all the materials and everything I needed. Put in the last screws half an hour ago. stood it in front of the RV, marched up inside of it, said, "Yes, it's great. It feels good. It feels solid. Come out, family. Come out and feel it." And so my wife comes down the steps, and she's on the bottom step, and she steps on the side. And I didn't think about stepping on the side, and then the bottom step goes, whoop.
Oh no!
Yeah, they're takedown steps, all right. So they're friction fit together, and you step on the side, and it levered it up, and she didn't fall, but she was, whoa! Yeah. So like, oh, right in front of the family, got the whole embarrassing moment. And so I got some bolts, and I will run them through the steps and keep the steps from levering up. I'm still a little concerned about stepping on the side, but I think once we get the slick of it, we'll know not to do that. But yeah, I was like, man, it's obvious that carpentry is not in my blood. It's not my calling, because they are like pretty straight, but no, not really. There's little spots.
I mean,
there.
Good enough for government, right?
It is, and they're solid. They're not wobbly, and I was hoping, man, they don't let them be wobbly, But just you got to step on the middle, because if you step on the side, you might be going over. But I was really glad about that. Had the time and the energy to do that. Speaking of projects with time and energy, I had that today, and I was really, really grateful for that. Got it done. Done enough for government work. Yeah.
Oh, geez. Well, I'm glad she didn't get hurt.
She didn't. She got a little bit of pain in her hand, but it's not terrible. Like she was like twisting her hand when she's grabbing the handle, and
oh, sure.
Yeah, but nothing serious. Yeah. So yeah, we'll make it right.
Grant, why don't you go ahead and, since this is your first time on the Men's Forum,
Yes.
Go ahead and introduce yourself. Who are you, and why are you here?
Well, I am 21. Recently started school back this semester. I don't exactly know why I'm here. Maybe it has something to do with the podcast I was on with you Friday, talking about what I do in gardening and getting started and everything like that.
Yes, this kid's an animal. Sorry, I'm gonna call. I called him a man on the podcast, and I'm gonna stick to that.
I've been
This man is an animal.
You've been downgraded.
So Grant, where are you from?
Northwest Georgia.
Okay. Oh, you're not far from me. Okay. I'm East Central Alabama.
Well, you're 21 in gardening, and that's not
Impressive.
usual. And that's really good. You're on the right trajectory of life. So
Yeah,
encouraged. A lot of people are realizing that they need to be doing that in their 40s.
yes, true.
So if we all need to be doing some gardening. We really do. In the time that we're in, we must
these days.
And you're 21 and you're saying I got to do some gardening. That's tip top to you, man. That's good. That's a good progress.
Thank you.
You guys should see the video. So he goes through like a bunch of like slideshows. Like it shows me like a bunch of pictures. He's got like 50 or 60 like raised beds.
76.
70. Sorry, I didn't mean to undercut you.
Oh,
70 raised beds
I had
out of
50
IBC
at the
totes.
beginning of the year. I now have 70.
Okay, all right, Grant.
Man.
So I got to ask you, what did you make your raised beds out of?
I've IBC totes. I have pictures pulled up if you want to look at them.
Yeah, and I know you cut them in half and flip them over and 2 out of 1. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, Matt, we've hijacked your floor. I'm
for.
intrigued. I'm intrigued. I made mine out of cedar fence slats and IBC totes. I've done those too. I've got a couple of. I've got a IBC tote and IBC tote.
I think since I have 76, I would have had to cut 38 of them in half or something. And then I still have about 35 of them that aren't touched. They're my pig pen right now.
Oh wow.
You guys have to watch the interview because he explains all the photos. Just like
it's next to
multiple
my lineup.
application for
and it
one
wasn't
thing.
even all the photos I had tried to get ready to show.
It's very impressive. I actually listened back to it today, and I'm just like, Like, oh man, I was
I
like
woke up
so
and checked, and then I saw it. I'm like,
enthralled.
I listened to the first. I'm like, nope. I cannot listen to myself speak.
Uh-huh.
I'll be out. I will. I've sent it to 6, 7 people. I sent it to everyone in my class. It's the people who I sent you a picture of a message from somebody who watched it, and
Yeah,
they
who
said
is that person?
a really close family friend of mine,
Okay,
and so I sent it to
because
her.
they laughed at my face, is what they
I
said.
think they laughed at your facial expressions to the stuff I said, specifically when you didn't know what a nandina was.
I still don't know.
And
It's
Nandina,
a,
it's
it's
a
a-
flower, right?
it's a Japanese ornamental, like bamboo type decoration.
Hmm.
They're
I thought it was
wasted.
a leaf pattern.
No. That is a trypanate leaf that they
Oh
have.
yeah, that's right. See,
In
I need to take notes. He just like schooled me like hard.
All right, so I'm going to ask another. I'm sorry, Matt. I'm totally
It's fun,
hijacking
dude.
you.
This is what we do.
So Grant, what'd you fill them with? And don't tell me dirt. What?
No, it's not actually dirt. It's soil or medium. Dirt doesn't exist. That's what I learned in class. Is dirt doesn't? It's soil or medium.
So hydroponic
That's not from my
style.
teacher. No,
No?
nothing like that intense. So I went like the hugelculture method. So
Okay.
basically, fill the bottom with logs.
Tread lightly. Matt will correct you.
That's right. I did. I got Jeremy.
He did.
Logs,
So-
leaves, sticks, and then the first ones I did, I filled up with river dirt that was drained from Lake Allatoona, and then it was free. There was nothing in it. Like, and then I ended up using like 2 dozen bags of like Miracle-Gro green, soil in them, and then I got on with a like landscaping place where I can buy like scoop of dirt, which is a yard, for $35 with contractor price and cash.
Wow.
And so I've gotten about probably a half a dozen yards. Well, no,
Yeah.
I said that wrong. I got about 60 yards of dirt.
Wow.
It's a
Soil.
lot.
Soil, yeah. Sorry,
Yeah.
my bad. My teacher.
You got nice dirt, Grant.
Thank you. And it is. I've taken. I'll just stick my hand in there and then reach it up. It has nice texture. You squeeze it in your hand, breaks apart like it's supposed to. Which the color of your soil technically just doesn't matter. It's just what is in it.
So I did some raised bed gardens on, and it was probably one of my first TikTok videos to ever really take off. I think it ended up with about 2 million views, but I made it out of cedar fence boards. And one of the videos or one of the comments was like, well, yeah, but now you got to spend $60 to fill it with soil. I'm like, well, no, you don't.
Yeah,
You put a layer of sticks in the bottom. You put some leaves, and then you put some soil on top. I've got the woods back here. I just went back here and just dug up a few wheelbarrows full of dirt.
Well, I didn't do
soil.
that because that defeats my entire purpose of doing raised beds. Is like digging.
Yeah, but once they're raised, it was. But
so mine are actually like 3 feet deep.
Oh yeah, being an IBC tote, yeah.
And I like that because it can store over time. It can hold a lot of soil as you amend it. Like we went out after Dad got home in his truck and we picked up like 9 like Home Depot bags of like that was sitting out at somebody's road full of like grass cuttings and leaves. And then I went and I just mulched all my beds what I could with that. And I'm gonna keep driving around doing that forever. That's amazing.
Leaves, man, this time of year when leaves start falling, people put that's one of the things that I try to tell people is, and I need to do a TikTok video on that.
Yeah, is the
pick up the bags of leaves.
Is that your TikTok name?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Go pick up bags of leaves off the side. Like in our city, people will put bags of leaves out the street.
Yeah,
you just go by, pick them up, take them back home, mulch them up, and guess what? You got free soil.
You don't even
make leaf mold with them.
You don't even have. We can do leaf mold or just dump them on top of your garden. And like if it's grass cuttings, dump it on the ground, water it in, toss some potatoes in there, and boom, you've got a plot.
Ruth Stout garden. Now watch out with grass cuttings. You got to know whether the person was using
fertilized pesticides.
Pesticides, yes.
Herbicides.
If you know the person and you know the way they're doing it, you can talk to them. You can get a better. Yeah, but watch out with grass clippings. but leaves are great. You know, I've been itching to try that a leaf mold. Just put it in a bag and wet. I think you wet it down and leave it for a year or something.
I accidentally ended up doing that by
Yeah.
just leaving a bag of leaves and forgetting that I had them.
Yeah.
You don't do that with grass cuttings because it turns rancid and
Yeah.
it's
it stinks like hell.
I mean, I throw that at the bottom of a tote and put logs and sticks and on top of it.
Right.
Nobody will know the difference.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
I stole leaves last year, and I used that. Like I threw them all out in my chicken, and then the rest of it I used to put my garden beds to sleep. And this spring, I had like a bunch of little like oak tree like sprouts coming up through the. And I was like, "Hey, cool!
Yep.
I did literally nothing to encourage this, but just nature finds a way."
Always.
Now, Grant, did you go to school to learn agriculture? Did you just pick it up as a hobby? Grow up around it? How'd that come about?
So, I mean, it depends on how back you want me to go, but
Nah, we don't have the whole podcast.
Yeah.
I'll go listen to the original.
even I didn't even go all the way back then. But I really started, I would say, February of 2019. No, 2020, because I graduated in December. Was full-time caregiver for my Nana after that until she passed last September. And then this August, I started the horticulture program at the school and fell in love with it. And then I have gotten increasingly crazy with what I'm doing.
Yeah, well, good timing. I mean, with COVID, I figured you were going to say, "Oh, COVID hit," and then I realized.
It was none of that crap. I mean, I realized halfway through this, like most people are not the brightest when you look at everything, and realized that I was already kind of tailoring in that direction. But then I took a look at around when COVID hit, you know, they started pushing lockdowns. I started looking at the food where we're eating, not the actual growth of it, just the quality and ingredients. That's what I really was doing around COVID, because for me it was a vacation. I mean, I just got done with 14 years of school. I didn't want to do any more until I was kind of pushed to go back into college.
Yeah, smart. You're smart. Get on that agriculture. There's so many ways. There's that rabbit trail goes deep. There is a lot that is there that you can learn, and it's exciting and interesting.
From greenhouse production to landscaping to like turf management. There's a lot of ways you can go with that.
Permaculture.
Yeah, and that's the way I'm going to that. Too. Yeah, I'm making some pretty cool connections just with my classmates. If we keep those connections, we can build each other up as we go.
Good. Excellent.
Next week, he's going to be like the leader of like his little commune or something like that.
Hey, don't knock it.
Where do I sign up?
Don't knock it.
I will create a Google Docs link and put it in the comments.
Commune ? Yes, ma'am. Good stuff.
Oh, Matt, it's your turn.
Oh yeah.
Your turn.
Oh, what was I going to share? Personal event. So I went hunting Saturday morning, and it was raining and cold pretty much all day. And
you're in the Arctic, right?
Oh yeah, above the Arctic Circle. Aurora Borealis all day. It was pretty cool. And so like I'm like barely staying warm, and I was like, there's nothing coming around. Like I saw like 2 deer right away, and I spooked them, reaching for my rifle. So I was like, whatever, I'm just gonna get on Twitter and start a thread. So I started a thread on how I just got rid of some chickens the day before.
I read that. That was great.
So I had, for the last couple of months, I've been in contact with this guy named David, and he found me through Montana Farm Link as like, I'm a like land owner and he's a land seeker is how that thing works. So he reached out to me through that. We got together, we talked, you know, we're trying to figure out what the transition is going to look like for when he and his family move here, like onto the property, manage it. And like, you know, in exchange, they clean the Airbnb. Like that's the payment. Like, I'm not going to charge you rent. You just have to clean the Airbnb. So they're trying to move from Idaho. He has a job in Missoula, which is 45 minutes away. And he's been like couldn't find a place. Like he's been like car camping essentially for the last 6 months, and then finally,
That's rough.
in the last month, he finally got a place that takes like veterans like voucher thingies for an apartment, or like through the university or something. Whatever, doesn't matter. And so he like instead of getting like a better job that doesn't pay $13.50 an hour, he just needed to rely on this other thing. And so I'm like, okay, this is kind of weird that you're like handicapping yourself just to try to get a place already paid for. I don't know. I don't get it. So then they came by. He finally got his wife and his 2 kids. Sorry, his pregnant wife, kids moved to Missoula. So we're like, all right, why don't you guys come to the house, help me with the fence project. Let's meet. You know, my wife can meet you better, and you know his wife better, whatever. And
hold up, can I ask? I want to ask a question. So,
Yeah.
Is this an exchange for when you start traveling?
Yes.
Got it. Okay, good.
Yep.
I connected all the dots. Now I'm good. All right, good.
So sometimes I skip little details like that. Like, wow, why don't you know this already?
Well, I mean, you probably talked about it in the last 3 weeks when I was MIA.
Okay.
So
that's okay. We were not impressed. They had a lot of excuses for why their situation is the way it is, and like you know, we've been having problems with the chickens breaking eggs. They look like they look terrible. They brought like awful looking chickens here, and like they've only really gotten worse.
Were the chickens red?
Was the chicken what?
Were they red?
Were they red?
Yeah,
they were like all different kinds.
Okay. I don't know,
Like
because
a mixed breed.
Depending on like where you get them, sometimes they'll give them to you in molds for like cheap after they've done their egg production for 2 years, and they're just trying to get rid of birds.
Yeah, that could have been the case here. But they were just not worth my time. I paid. So when I took them in, assuming that he would be here, I paid for the first 3 months of feed. Just like, hey, let's start off this like partnership on the right foot. I'll pay for the first 3 months, and you can get the next 3 months. Well, his 3 months started. I don't have any money. Could you get me this month? I'm like, oh, okay, sure. And then that was like the first like real big red flag. I'm like, it's $50. Like, how do you not have like $50 like to just like if you're gonna have birds, can't even afford to feed them? Like, this is weird. This is really weird. And so after they visited and they had like all these excuses why they didn't have money. Like my wife is like, you could get a job at the airport making $90 an hour plowing snow this winter. Like they're always hiring people to plow snow. Like, yeah,
what?
24 hours.
Like, I'll come up there for $90.
Yeah, I make 15 now, and I just cut pieces of cardboard.
Jeez,
get a job
man.
at the airport. And Missoula
We
Airport
don't get
is
enough
not big.
snow.
Yeah,
that's true.
We're in the south.
Shoot coyotes. Go shoot coyotes on the runway or something. I don't know. They probably make $90 an hour. And so he was just like, oh, yeah. Like you could tell, totally not interested in like, I don't know, making more money. So you
working, like doing a job.
Kinda. I mean, he works 6 days a week now, and he like because he needs the overtime. But no, let's just keep making $13.50 an hour. So I called them up, and I'm like, hey, this is not working. We're gonna have to get rid of like I don't know what you want to do, but like first of all, you need to pay me for the feed. And if you can't pay me for the feed, I'm just gonna process all the chickens as payment. Like I don't need 35 chickens. Like I'm not getting.
I've already got 250.
I've got like 17 roosters.
Are you serious? Why do you have that?
I do.
Are you turning them into compost?
The ones that attacked me did. But no, they're going to be stew birds. We're just building a chicken plucker.
Sure. I gotcha.
He's building chicken. All right. All right. Grant, we'll come back to that. Matt.
Yes, sir.
And so David's wife did not like the fact that I said I was going to turn them all into the freezer. And so they're like, I'll get you because it was, I charged them for his half of the 3 months plus half of the next month or whatever it was. And so he's like, I'll get paid in 2 weeks. I can pay you then. I'm like, okay, fine, whatever. I can wait 2 weeks. I really didn't want to process them anyways. That's a lot of work. I'd rather have the money. So he pays me last week. And so he couldn't pick them up himself. He sent whoever he paid me to give the birds away. I'm not even kidding about that. He doesn't have $50 to pay for feed, but he has apparently $125 to just give birds away.
I'm so confused.
Do you know who picked them up? A friend of mine that I introduced him to.
Man.
And you know what they're going to do with them?
They're going to process them.
Yup.
Oh, man.
And I didn't know that until today because my wife went over there to visit with his wife. And my wife's like, yeah, we think that they're egg breakers. And she's like, oh, we're not having that.
Uh-uh.
All right. So does he know about your podcast? Could he be watching right now?
I had a problem with some egg breakers, and then I let them all free range for a couple months, and then I put them all back in the corral, and I haven't had any problems.
Golf
but
balls.
I did remove all the roosters, so I figured it probably was one of them.
Now, Grant, do you have a secure place for them to free range?
No, but with 17 roosters, I hadn't had any predator pressure.
I had a coyote grab 2 of them in my backyard.
Well,
that is a lot of roosters.
It is.
A little too much.
The only ones I had problems with ended up in my dog's pen, and I'm sorry, but Mr. Rooster, if you can see that dog is in a pen and you're going to go in it, well, it's going to eat you, and I don't have to feed it that day. So, she got, I think, 3 of them, but I've given so many animals. Like my first rooster that I got that I hatched from, I ended up driving through Atlanta to get, and it was like in a shady part of Atlanta to get a root. And I just put it in my phone and drove. And then so I ended up with these. And so I just haven't cooled them since I hatched them. And so I'm just kind of growing them out to be a good weight. And then we're going to toss them in the chicken plucker when it's built.
Yep, I've got 2, maybe 2.5 roosters. I'm not really sure if
2.5.
I mean, I don't know if where'd Matt go? I don't know if one's a rooster or a hen.
Oh, okay. I had that
out
of one I hatched. It would have been a beautiful hen. It was a stupid rooster.
Well, this one I'm thinking it's a rooster, but then look at it some days and I'm like, you might be a hen.
Neck feathers. That's
what I'm looking for.
They can change gender.
Which that's
a very, very small percentage.
Yeah,
I've seen it. I've heard about it, but if the chicken's name is Elvira, and if Elvira turns out to be Elvis might get eaten.
Yeah, but half the roosters I was given by just family friends. I go every time I go. I'd take a cage back, or I went and picked 16 pounds of figs from them, and then came home with 2 roosters, and then I took the cage back, and they gave me 4 hens, and I just every time I go, I end up leaving with some of their animals.
Matt,
yeah, don't
we have a topic tonight?
We do have a topic.
It just hit me like we've been talking about gardening and roosters this whole time.
No, dude, that's okay. We don't. I'm not like a stickler for this stuff. I only picked the topic because I wanted to learn about it, because I have no valuable insights other than don't do it how I'm doing it. So the topic, for everyone that forgot, including me, was project budgeting time, money, and energy. So Grant has all the energy.
Yeah. Have you seen that meme? When you're young, you've got the energy, and time, but no money.
Yeah, that's it.
When you're my age, you've got the money and supposedly the energy, but no time. And when you're, in your retirement age, you've got the time, you got the money, you got no energy, so you just can't win.
This is how my project budgets go. I'll say to my wife, "Hey, I'd like to do this thing." Well, how much is it going to cost? I don't know. Shouldn't be a whole lot.
Oh,
Okay, and then I'll come back with an actual number. Like, can we still do the project? Like, no, that's too much money. And then so it just gets cheaper and cheaper until I figure out either how to do it for free or
not at all.
You got to thrift for it.
Mine turns into not so much of a money thing, because I'm always trying to figure out a way that I can do it for really cheap. Free. Of course. Mine always comes down to how much time is that going to take you. So like I'll present something like this to my wife, and she'll say, "Well, yeah, but how long will that take you?" I'm like, "I get it in a couple of days."
I would say that's my biggest problem is overestimating how much time something takes. And then, like both of you said, it's either a money problem or a time problem. Is it worth your time to build it or buy it?
That's what I'm struggling with right now.
Like with my chicken,
or just do without it.
I could buy one for $500, but could I build one that's better quality for less?
Yep.
Yeah. Has it taken a long time? Yeah, we haven't really technically started on it. I've just got all the materials, prepped the barrel. We just got to get the motor and an aluminum plate, but still, it's gonna be a better product than I would have paid for it. And if it breaks, I could fix it myself.
See, like I got
and you know how to do that thing,
right? Yeah, you learn. You figured out how to do it, which it's a valuable skill to learn.
Uh-oh.
What?
Go ahead. We got weirdos in the chat.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
I don't see the chat.
I got
it. Oh, the YouTube chat?
Yeah. I blocked them. We're good.
Nice. But yeah, no, it's a valuable skill to learn. I mean, like if you aren't mechanically inclined or it's a good skill to learn for sure.
Yes.
I'm assuming you read the chat.
Yes, I see it now. Thank you, Mr. Weirdo in the chat.
That's me.
So Grant's just gonna peace out and just spam the chat as the weirdo. Christopher, what are we looking at?
Yeah, you see that? That's the meme I was talking about. Yeah.
Time. Yep.
Now the thing is, you can do it
without 2 out of the 3.
Right? Grant is here today. Tomorrow he'll be here, and then in 70 years he'll be this guy.
I'm gonna be middle-aged tomorrow.
Yes, you'll be a lot of money and energy.
I am actually going to a trade day in Somerville tomorrow because I got tired of being at the plant sale at school. So, and this kind of goes to the topic about like money, and what we're talking about is look for opportunity in absolutely everything and everyone. But we're at the plant sale today, and we've got pansies. We've got a greenhouse table full of pansies, and they advertised it as $3 for one of those little 4 packs, or $20 for a whole tray, and a whole tray has 32 in them. So we ended up not doing that. We didn't have any of the little 4 trays, so we ended up putting them in like 2-3-inch pots, and there's like 10 per tray in those pots. So he was selling 3 trays of pansies for $20 because that's what we advertised at school, and so he was kind of upholding that. I'm like, there's 10 of these flats left. That's 100 pansies. That's 3 flats, by what they're selling for. Then I realized I have $30 in my pocket, and the teacher owes me $30. So I asked him to square up with me, and then I just buy all the pansies at $10.30 so we can all go home, and I can turn around and flip them and sell them. So the breakdown was like 6.20 for 60 cents per. So I'm gonna turn around and sell them tomorrow for $2.50, $2 to $2.50 per, and then
make a profit
and make money off that. And that kind of fuels me to keep doing projects on top of the job I have.
Dude, listening back to the interview today, I got energized to try to do like a bunch of like bartering and kind of flipping stuff like all over again. Like I got, but
it's
like
great.
you're,
It
like
really
you're already
is
like
great.
a wizard at it.
But the thing is, it's like all of this stuff truly just falls in my lap, and then I just kind of figure out who to deal with. So a girl from my class that ended up getting the 2 pigs from for free because I waited till Tuesday when the city was going to come out and inspect their property for the animals they weren't supposed to have. So I ended up getting those for free on Tuesday when I could have paid $50 for them, which was their bottom price. I just held out and waited, which that could be mean, maybe, I guess, but I didn't have pigs in a neighborhood.
Yeah,
but it's like all this because I was trying to like sell them for her and be like upcharge them a little bit, be the middleman, and then I ended up just getting them. And one story I didn't tell you is I bought 5 goats for $500, $100 a piece. The guy who was talking to me about them ended up giving me the guy's bottom dollar as the first offer, and so I took that up. And then one of the goats I flipped. Remember, I got him for 100. I turned around and flipped him for 450 to a farm in Rome. So I've still got 4 goats. One's a doe. I'm going to keep her. I still got $3 I could sell for $600. And then I've got my money back and then doubled it.
Dang. See, that's what I'm talking about. Like, that's amazing that you can like just this is like every week for you. This doesn't seem like it's like something. A one-off.
It's something. It started with that, and then every week it's always just been the next thing, and it's all just kind of like I feel very blessed because I'm not really thinking. I'm just kind of just doing. It's like, okay, it's home now. I'll figure out what I'm gonna do with it. So I ended up we have 5 acres. We ended up fencing like another acre that we had T-post ran for. We just never finished fencing it since we've been here for 20 years. We ended up getting that fence in an afternoon so we could throw the goats in there.
There's going to come a point where you go, I don't have the time for all this.
Yeah,
at a certain point, it won't be worth it anymore. But right now, I mean, I figured I'm 21. I have time. I have space. And even if I bought them for $100 a piece, I could have taken them straight to the sale barn and made more off that.
Yeah, you're saying, Jeremy, about time. That I was just thinking about that. That's the one thing we cannot get any more of. We have 168 hours in a week, and that's it. You get no more than your 168. You cannot buy any more, bargain with any more. And there is let me share my screen again. There's a thing called an iron triangle. Come on, where you at? Share my screen, Chrome tab. This one. Yeah, that's it. Okay, can you see that?
There we are.
Yeah, and so since we don't have limitless time and we can't get any more, the triangle, if you possibly can, try to bias yourself toward the bottom of the triangle, or the done quickly, and just cope with and you're younger, so you don't have as much money, so you would have to shift toward the middle of the left-hand triangle. Shoot, sometimes you only get one corner of the triangle. You don't get quality. You don't get.
So for those
you can't get high quality
only,
for low cost.
It's essentially a Venn diagram that's like three circles, but these are diamonds.
3.
Yeah.
So like done quickly, high quality or low cost. So
yeah. And it's been said, you can at most choose 2. Sometimes you only get 1. And you can only get, if you do it quickly and at high quality, it's going to cost you a lot. If you do it low cost and high quality, it's going to take a back seat. It's going to take a low priority. If you do it quickly but at a low cost, you're going to get your low quality. And I've just put up with low quality a lot because I'm a cheapskate. So I try to, low quality and do it quick and move on with life, and we just deal with the rickety steps.
Yeah,
that's just how it is. Yeah,
it kills people.
And
it kills people.
And like you were saying about time is like, flipping animals, it's something if I just keep running into that opportunity like I am, I'll probably keep taking advantage of it forever. I mean, I ended up getting paid in pigs, and then I traded a 20-pound pig for a 170-pound pig that we processed out this weekend. And I will say one thing we learned from that is why you don't skin a pig, especially when it has 4 inches of fat on it. That you don't skin it. You dunk it, you bull it, and you scrape the hair off. That's what we're going to do with the other one. But I traded 2 20-pound pigs for 270-pound pigs that we can process out. I get 40 pounds of fat off one. Then I got like 55 pounds of meat that we can eat. And whether that's sausage or ham or whatever, I can sell to friends and family. I can make my money back on that. I can enjoy it. And for me, just doing it is worth it.
Yeah, and then the next time you do it, you're going to go faster.
And you're going to get better and better and better.
It's kind of like experience sets you up in a little bit of a paradox to where it's going to take you a lot of time the first time, but that saves you time in the future if you expect to be redoing it.
Yeah, and if you already have land set up and somebody's giving away a cow, you just take the cow and figure out what you're going to do with it later.
And if the cow dies, it didn't cost you anything.
It didn't cost you anything. You dig a hole, and next year you plant something there.
Yeah.
Is that hole going to be of high quality, though?
Oh, it sure will.
Look, I've shoveling 60 tons of dirt. That's one tool I can use very well is a shovel.
Come on over to my place.
Uh-huh. Christopher, are you want to say are you in Tennessee?
I'm in near Jacksonville, Florida.
Why in the world did I think Tennessee?
I
knew you were in Florida.
Yeah. Got that sandy soil.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
how about that energy? Who here is tired?
Man, I am always tired. But I just today had a burst and it's increasing.
Blew it.
It's getting.
Look, I'll tell you that the thing for me is it's always the getting started.
Yes, that's fixing to
Once
say that.
I get started, I'm good. I can go.
Mm-hmm.
I'll spend all day.
I've heard
outside.
that, and it's there be times I'm like, oh crap, I'm still not ready.
Like today, I came home from school. I just kind of sat around and did some work and straightened up the house. I didn't really do any of the stuff I needed to do outside. And then we go get those bags of leaves and grass cuttings, and I go put them on top of my beds. And then I'm doing. So I'm like, okay. So I just keep going and going. It's dark now. I'm wearing a headlamp, and I'm just still doing. Once you kind of get going, and it's that realist, you got to, because once you're doing it, you enjoy it and you love it, no matter how hard you're breaking a sweat. That's the joy in doing this, and it's just really getting started and not waiting.
One thing that I did
often
was I was putting out some super low quality TikTok videos. Like, I mean, I couldn't have gotten any lazier other than like just setting up the tripod. Because that's pretty much all I did. I would do like, hey, this like do like a little like selfie thing. Like I'm sure Jeremy saw. I'm like, this is what I'm gonna do tonight. Or like this is what I'm gonna do when I get home. And then I go and like record myself doing it. Like there, see, I did it. And I said I was gonna do it, and I went and did it. Like, and because I didn't want to be like, well, I couldn't do the thing because, and I did one of those. I'm like, I didn't want to do that again, so I better like get out there at least for like 10 minutes. At least I did something.
Yeah, it's sometimes for me, because I feel so drained all the time. I have deliberately, there's two things I've learned for projecting and for working on things is to first ask yourself, what is the next step? That's from David. Now I'm gonna have to. I'll send you the link to it, but it's Getting Things Done. David Allen. And he asked the power of that method is simply to ask yourself, what is the next step? So I got a big project. We got to put the solar in. I'm thinking backwards. What is the next step of getting the solar in? Okay, we got to have a driveway because we're parking where the solar panels would be. Okay, what's the next step of getting that done? I need to call the hardware store and order the stuff. And okay. And so that's the first thing about projects that I've learned. You just ask myself, what is the next step? Walk it back to what is the next actionable thing that's going to take 2 minutes, 5 minutes. And then I put only that little tiny thing on my to-do list so that I actually do something to get forward in the goals and not just this amorphous blob of the project. But it's today I put in an anchor. I know that
Baby steps.
I put in I put this on my to-do list. Anchor the shed. Okay, I put in a single anchor. It took me 3 minutes, and I got her done. Yeah,
Matt, you may I don't. So, we both are familiar with Jack Spirko.
Mm-hmm.
And
Christopher too.
Christopher, you are too.
Yep,
That's right.
I am. Yeah.
So there was one of his episodes, and I don't remember what the episode was about, but it was about projects. And something that stuck with me from his episode was he has a project list, a mile long, and how do you prioritize it? And he's like, well, what's gonna die if I don't take care of it?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then what is if I don't do this, something will die in the future. And like you have to prioritize. Like it's really just all about priorities.
Yeah. My list is mine's called catastrophe if ignored. That's my if this thing is ignored, there will be a catastrophe, and so that has kept that list pretty short.
Oh yeah, you got to keep that one short. But I've got lists on my list is fixing the chicken watering system so that I've got 8 or 9 55-gallon drums, and I've got them hooked up to a watering system. I got one hooked up to a watering system, but the other 8, I need to hook it all up to the roof of the chicken coop. And so on my list is, well, I've got 2 options. I can keep going out and refilling this 155-gallon drum, or I can take a day and fix the whole system so that I never have to go out there and give them water. You would think that priority would be up there on the list, but it's not. For whatever reason, it's not. I just go out there about it once every 2 or 3 weeks and fill it back up with water.
All right. So what's the next step you've got to do on that system?
Me?
Yeah.
So I have the connections to connect all the rain barrels together.
All right.
So
what's the next step to what's the actionable step?
Drill holes.
Okay. Before you can drill holes,
I've got all the parts.
You got all the parts. Before you can drill holes, you've got to get the bit. You got to get the drill.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to run if you've got a cordless, like I don't do cordless.
Yeah, I've got a rigid.
Yeah.
Cordless
so you're
drill.
making it charged. So your next step is put aside the drill bit, put aside the anything you need to measure it with. And
you're much more organized than I am.
And make that your first step.
Yep.
And then it's not this amorphous blob of the chicken waterer. It's find the drill bit. So it's fine.
I'm assuming that when you start drilling the hole in the rain barrel, you have to finish the project because otherwise, it's not going to hold water. Obviously.
Well,
right.
You drill the one that's holding the water last. But yeah.
Okay.
But yes. Yeah. So I've got 7 that, I've got the I've got all the rain barrels. I've got them sitting side by side, equal ground, and I just need to drill the holes and connect them all together. And once I do that, I'll just connect them to the one that actually is connected to the system. And then once that's done, then they'll all fill up equally. But then the next step after that is to get in fact, this really should be the first step, is to get the water from the roof of the chicken coop to fill the one that's the 55-gallon drum that's there. Of course, it's not going to do any good when you haven't had rain in 6 weeks. But
is this a stationary coop?
It is. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, it's stationary in the backyard. I want to do a chicken tractor, but I just don't have the room for it.
Well, we ended up building a chicken tractor that turned into a mobile chicken coop. But I was just wondering, how big is the coop in the space?
So the chicken run itself is 25 foot by about 50 foot. And then the chicken coop itself is 4 by 8.
So you're doing a water collection off the roof. That's 8 50-gallon barrels, you said?
Something like that. Yep.
Okay. So say you get all those full, how long do you think that would last as a reservoir having 250 chickens?
I don't have 250 chickens.
Oh, I thought you did. I thought you
Sorry.
said
No,
you did.
I was making fun of Matt and his.
Oh,
I've
okay.
got 15. I've got 15
Okay.
chickens.
That's
Sorry,
a lot of water for 15 chickens.
Right. Yeah, I would never have to. In fact, I will never fill up all 8 of those. In fact, I don't think that I'll use all 8 of them because I've got one 55-gallon drum, and it will last me 2 to 3 weeks for the 15 chickens. I've got I can't remember what they're called, but they're like coop cups or something, like they're little red cups.
Oh yeah,
little
nipple waterers.
So they're not the nipple waterers. I've used those before and I didn't like them. These are cups that they're spring loaded. So like they'll fill when they're empty, they'll spring loaded, they'll raise up and then they'll fill with water and gravity will take them back down and then it shuts it off. And so it gives them a cup to drink out of. You just have to clean them.
I think it's called a placid drinker. I think that's the name I've heard before.
Okay.
A cup sounds easier to describe to someone.
Right. but
someone wants to look for the brand name.
You go to Amazon and look up, chicken waters.
Yeah.
Because I ended up using nipples I got like a 16-gallon water thing from work. And it's like if you ever put up a canvas tent for an event, they'll fill it full of water and that holds the tent down. That's what it was. And so I set it up on a brick and then just put them in all around it, put up, I think, 12 spouts for them to peck at and drink out of. And I haven't had any die from dehydration. So I think it's working.
Yeah, Jeremy, you mentioned needing to wait for rain. Maybe you could just throw the hose up there just to get things tested.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just throwing out ideas.
Well, I got to get them. So, I looked at the idea of trying to figure out how to.
This is it?
Nope.
No, this is not it. Okay.
Nope.
Never mind then.
I think I know what you're talking about. They got a little yellow thing in there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
These connect to a PVC, a piece of PVC pipe, and I mean I could probably pull them up. Not Renick. When I say Renicoop, I don't know what it is. Now I'm questioning it. They're in my Amazon list in my
chicken water cups.
I have them pulled up.
I got them right here.
Okay, there you go.
Let me share my screen.
Chicken water cup, watering kit one. Yep. Renicoop. That's the brand.
Renicoop.
So, yep.
Am I sharing the right screen? There we go.
That's the same. It's very similar, a little bit different.
Very similar.
Yes, the same concept. And so you just run PVC pipe. So I've got PVC pipe running out of the 55-gallon drum into these. I've got 7.
I'm just letting you know, you have at the top left, you have your information exposed.
Oh. No, that's on my website, so nothing
okay.
exposed.
All right.
nothing you wouldn't see anyway.
Okay, I was just making sure. Like I've accidentally shared a picture with a truck with my license plate in the back of it.
Oh yeah, it happens.
Yes, I was told that, hey, watch out for stuff like that.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, projects. Start with the first step. Time estimates. My gosh. Oh, I thought Secure Coop was gonna. I was gonna be done in 3 months. And I've been on it for more or 6 years. Oh my gosh! But I should be done this year.
That's my worst.
Yeah, time management.
I'm the worst at time management. Yeah, trying to figure out how long something's going to take.
Take any estimate, multiply it by 12. I mean, my gosh.
Well, see,
it doesn't help when you take 18 naps a day, Christopher.
I am some would say delusional. I just say enthusiastic about how fast you can get something done.
Well, we all are.
Over ambitious, yeah.
A lot of and that's also can be your downfall is if you give yourself too much to try to do, you'll feel defeated when at the end of the day when you look back and you got a lot of stuff done. Yeah. You had a list 3 times longer.
Yep.
Yeah, but I'm with Christopher. I could use 18 naps a day.
Yes.
I was getting up at about, up until like a week or two ago, I was getting up at like 4:30 in the morning to try to like get everything done, and because I was going to bed at like midnight still, and it was just like I was getting burnt out really quick. Like it was like it wasn't stuff that like, oh, this could wait. Like it was all stuff that like had to get done. And I'm glad that it looks like those days are pretty much over. And I'm going to be getting, I haven't been able to dedicate a whole lot of time to FarmHopLife lately. And I feel like that's going to get fixed very, very soon. I teased something last week, and I'm not sure if I'm going to share it yet or not. Because it's tomorrow. Whatever this thing is tomorrow.
Okay.
There's a split-second decision going on inside Matt's head right now. Do I share this or do I not?
So screw it, whatever. I'll just share. So I have to waste like 6 hours a week or so doing homework just to keep my job. And I have a job interview tomorrow.
Oh,
Okay.
nice.
Somewhere else. This literally the job.
Are you a
like,
teacher?
No.
Electrician.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm an electrician now, but I have a job interview tomorrow. This job like fell in my lap. Like I completely dismissed it the first time he asked me to apply, and like 2 weeks ago he's like, "No, I really think you'd like it." I'm like, "Okay, what about this? What about this, and this?" Like all these reasons why I didn't want to do it. And he's like, "Well, yeah, you can blah 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 blah." Oh, okay, I'm coming around. Sounds good. And so I'm like, screw it. I'll figure it out. And it would work. I'd have to tweak some things on the traveling for FarmHopLife, but I would be traveling for work as well. So it might line
You can
up.
maybe merge them up a little bit, and
I'm gonna see. It's gonna be tricky navigating at first, but we'll see how it goes.
And very few
Nice.
decisions have completely life altering consequences if you make the wrong decision. You figure it out. You back it up.
Yeah.
And I was gonna say, as a Christian, that's one of the wonderful things about being a Christian is I sleep on a pillow at night of God's sovereignty. I just trust that I'm gonna try and work today. If I don't get it all done, I'm not gonna panic. Tomorrow will come and the Lord will provide some way somehow. So just you're not going to make you're going to try. Yeah, don't worry. You're going to try to make consider the lilies. Think about the sparrows, and you'll go for the interview. Maybe you'll get it, and there'll be things about it you don't like, but maybe you'll figure it out.
So
the
are you
interview
gonna?
Seems like a formality here.
Yeah.
And before you jump in, Jeremy, I was just going to respond to Christopher's comment. Was like this guy that asked me to apply is a friend of mine, and he already asked a couple months ago. And so, like, for him to ask again, I felt like I was thinking about this morning. It was kind of like God being like, "What are you doing? Like, apply, you idiot! Like, this isn't going to come around a second time."
Yeah.
What
I mean, like I opened the door a little bit, and now I've opened both doors. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Just walk through it. Just do it. Commit.
Yeah.
So I was gonna add, and if you can't disclose, then that's fine. But like, is it in the same industry, same field? You learn something new?
Completely different field.
Awesome.
I would be a field engineer.
Field engineer.
So 30 to 50% travel.
Okay.
Well, that's a lot of travel.
That sounds like
a lot
you
of
work
travel.
that in though.
But does your family get to go with you?
Yeah.
Just
you could do a Spurco and do your podcast from the car
and drive
from the Jetta.
From the Jetta,
yeah.
So
I wasn't around.
From
I wasn't around during the Jetta days.
Me either.
But
I came in just after it.
Yeah, I did too. But no, that's awesome. If your family gets to travel with you, though, it's totally worth it.
Yeah.
That was so. I used to travel for a couple of years before we got married. I traveled and with freelance camera work, and I just said, I want to settle down. I don't want to be gone 3, 4, 5 days a week. And so I was like, I'm out. See ya. It's not worth it. So, but if I could have traveled with my family, it's a different story.
Yeah, I briefly just after we got married, I had a contract with, and my wife went with us, went with me because it was me and her, and we went around Alabama, Florida area, and I didn't do it long enough. I feel like I would have really liked to have explored that and gone other places. When you can go with your family, it's just so much better. Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of a big deal because I feel like I'm already gone a lot for work.
Right.
And I'm like at the most 2 hours away from home. And that's too much. There's a lot that I already feel like I'm missing out on. So it's like, well, I'm either going to be able to bring them with if I'm going to be like out of the state or out of the area, like that I'm staying overnight somewhere. I'm going to want to bring them with. That's kind of like
you might have opportunities to find other farms that
but you didn't even know existed.
Yeah, they didn't even know exist. They're not in contact on Twitter. You start reaching out and you find out, oh, this is dude that's around the corner that's doing something interesting with permaculture. Let's see. So may work out.
I'm hoping so. It feels. I'm trying not to get too excited if for whatever reason like something falls through.
Right.
But it's. I'm already pretty excited about it because there'd be a lot of great opportunities. I mean, it's like the money that I would be making also is like 50% more than what I'm making now. So it's like,
come on, man.
All right.
It's like kind of stupid.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, that's exciting though. That's very exciting.
That's good.
So are you gonna have to take the farm, the podcast on the road then? FarmHopLife podcast on the road.
I mean, it was always gonna eventually be from the road at some point. It's
that's right.
Might be sooner than later, but we'll see. We'll see how the winter goes.
Field engineer, we have those at my office, and they're the people who go to the data centers and they swap hard drives. And is that kind of field engineer?
A little bit more in depth. So this company works with fiber optic cable to measure.
Oh, will you bring some fiber to my house because I'm
not
tired.
Not that kind of fiber. They measure temperature, stress, and acoustics. So in oil and gas industry and stuff.
Oh, okay.
So.
Okay.
And
Jack was doing fiber optics. So
yeah, but networking, not measuring.
Yeah, he was in networking. Yeah. We had fiber at our old house, and I mean, no kidding you, 960 meg down and up.
Oh.
Like I would click on a video on YouTube and it would play before I would hit the button. Like it was so stinking fast.
I wish we had fiber. We had lightning hit our cable and power. Took out the pole, it took out the line, it took out the modem, it took out my router, it took out the surge protector. It just like
sounds like you got another project on your list then.
We're back in business. Yeah, no, we're back in business. That the internet is a priority. Have to have for internet. So
yeah.
All right.
What do you guys want to wrap up on?
You don't ask me because I keep this going forever.
That's good.
It's been great conversation. I've loved all of this. This has been good.
Yeah, same.
I was gonna say, Jeremy, I looked you up on Instagram, Twitter, no TikTok,
TikTok and Instagram. Yeah.
146,000 followers.
Yeah,
that's a lot.
Cool.
Yeah, it surprises me.
He's kind of a big deal around here.
That's cool.
Yeah, I feel very out of place with some people I'm talking to.
I'm just a random dude that happened to stumble across a formula that works.
Excellent.
It's been fun. I'll say the TikTok world, social media, which I missed last week, was on social media.
Yeah, you would have been good at it.
Yeah.
I was leaving to go out of town like 7 a.m. Tuesday morning. I couldn't. Family had to come first Monday night.
No, absolutely.
But it's a love-hate relationship for sure.
It'd be funny if you listened to that episode and then you're like, yeah, screw social media and just deleted your account.
I wouldn't do it because you can market your product through that.
Yeah,
I make money off TikTok. I'm not enough to support a family to be a full-time income or anything, but we make we make a little bit.
And that's there that supplements your
we
project,
monetize it.
or
It does.
Enough to buy that microphone that he's sitting in front of.
Yeah.
It's a business write-off. Fees,
Excellent. Excellent.
business expense. So yeah, I mean it's fun. I enjoy it, but there's some days that I'm just like, oh, it's a drain. But I do truly love it. If I didn't love it, I wouldn't keep doing it. But yeah, it's I've told this story a couple of times. Like I started off making some stupid little video of like there was a couple of like early videos that were just dumb and just kind of funny. And I was like, I got like 1,000 followers like overnight. I'm like, maybe there's something to this. So I just started like prepping and gardening and being self-sufficient. We're just kind of in my wheelhouse. And I was like, maybe I'll just do a channel on this. And before I knew it, I was at like 10,000, 40,000, and 75.
Wow.
And I'm like, holy cow, man.
Yeah.
And so I don't know what the next goal is, 200?
Yeah, that would be it. I would say that's something I'm looking into doing, but it's true. Like, when do you start? I'm kind of pushing my start to do all that is when we get to my great grandmother's property, because then we're starting from scratch and we're just rebuilding the whole thing.
Do it now. Start it now.
Yeah.
I don't even know.
Start it now and go with this.
Throw up the next thing that crosses your mind.
But the story is we've got this now and we're going to go start over. Join us on our next journey.
Okay. All right.
Start it now.
No, that's a good idea.
Now is the best time.
Yeah.
I see so many people. I see so many people doing homesteading and gardening and prepping, and it's, you know, some of them have like 2,000 or 3,000 followers, which is still a great number of followers to have. But then there's some that have 500,000 followers that I'm friends with on there, and I'm like, how does, I mean, it's amazing how many people
TikTok
follow.
I've ended up following like 150 people, and like there's too many. It's almost there's too many creators. You need to pick the ones you're going to listen to and then follow them. It's just,
the algorithm will sort that out for you.
It's an ocean of content. And
It is.
When you get TikTok, it starts out, you know, as TikTok
Everything.
is.
Yeah.
It's, you know, mostly what they advertise TikTok as.
It'll narrow down.
And I've gotten
it's
narrowed down and to, you know, kind of homestead and farming. I get a lot of crap about chickens, but
my brother found me on there. He found me on there. And he sent me a screenshot, and I still have this screenshot because it was so funny to me, because he screenshotted my profile and he sent me a text and he said, "Found you, bitch." And it was a chicken video. There's one of the videos out there about a chicken feeder. I took an old deer feeder, not an old one. I went and bought a deer feeder and put chicken feed in it, and it spits out chicken feed twice a day so that the chickens can scratch instead of eat out of a bucket. And I fill it up once every 2 weeks.
Is that just how you feed them?
Yep.
Okay.
It's the easiest way that I found to feed them. And so I go out there every day.
A whole lot of sense.
I go out there every day.
Too.
I collect eggs, and that's all I do. And I mean, it's just, and I'll go out there to like I went out of town Tuesday, so I check the water, check the feed levels, and then I know that I'm good for, you know, another week, 2 weeks, and that's just the easiest way to take care of them. Now the winter's a different story when it starts freezing the water, but yeah, that chicken feed video was the one that my brother's like, I found you. And it's very funny when you start seeing people that you know come across, and like, I know this person, a friend of mine's like, "Hey, I like your TikTok videos." I was like, "Which ones you talking?" Because I've got 2 TikTok channels. I was like, "Which ones you talking about?" And he goes, "You're Dewey Like Donuts." And I'm like, "Dadgummit, man! Somebody else found me." Thought this place was safe.
Nope.
It's fun though. I enjoy it.
China's got you hooked.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. Hey, look, man. Look. We talked about this a while back. Like, anybody that thinks that they don't already know who all of us are.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's what I said on last week's podcast. Everything is transparent. You might as well assume that it's always going to be around forever, and anybody can see it.
I got a pin. I'll throw my social security number up here and everything. I mean, everybody knows. I mean,
basically.
If you look at all the data leaks that places like Equifax have had, I guarantee you, it's
all over the place.
It means nothing. And as many times as I've had to use my social security card, starting to get a job in school, I'm like, too many people come across this. It's not as secret and special as they make it out to be.
So I don't worry too much about the whole China thing and TikTok. Do I like it? No. Am I going to change it? No.
Yeah.
I'm
All
going
right.
to keep doing
We do have to wrap up.
Yeah, we
it. Oh yeah. Hey,
there's
look, now
stuff
we're
to-
in 10 in.
Yeah. Okay, let's go around. Christopher, go ahead. Plug your pluggables.
SecureCoop.com. Get a free ebook on coop protection. Use the coupon FarmHopLife Rocks. I expect to be selling within a few months or getting the last little bugs worked out, and
Yes.
should be start selling soon.
And I'm sorry, but what is it again? What's your product?
Secure Coop is a chicken coop door opener with phone notifications, and after that, I'm going for Secure Farm. So I'm going to take the same product and expand it out to watching the farm, adding security and sensors, and you mentioned water
Automatic
freezing
weapons.
up, and automatic
Yes.
weapons.
we need moving turrets. Okay.
Yeah, we're going to have. I'm not joking. We are
Ryobi
going to
drill
have,
bits.
but not.
going,
But the ammo will be water. So they have
Okay.
motion sensing water guns. Is the
Yeah. Wink,
movable,
wink.
self-moving
Can we
tractors.
bump that up to napalm at least?
Hey, I've
Yeah.
got some in mason jars. I can send it to you.
So
There
I'm
we
working
go.
on that and trying to get that done, and the website is securecoop.com.
Okay, I'll check it out.
Jeremy.
Oh man. On TikTok, on Instagram at DeweyLikeDonuts. Apparel. You did spell it right. Okay, good. I was just checking your spelling. When I started this company, we had to check how do I spell apparel? Anyway, we make t-shirts. These if you're in Alabama.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I was gonna say I can't wear it because I'm in Georgia.
I know you can't. That's all right.
Yeah.
That's all right. I'm not a roll tider either.
Do your
so
own.
don't worry.
Oh, that's sports garb.
Pure Georgia apparel. I don't know what you call it, guys.
We sell t-shirts, which you know what, I probably should. So we're about to liquidate all of our inventory because of the economy right now. So
is that going on sale?
it will.
Yeah.
It will.
Then I may have to buy some. I do like things for cheap.
He'll end up making $50 a shirt, limited edition.
Yeah. No,
I
I
will make
wouldn't
you a
do
deal if
that.
you will buy out my inventory. No, I'm kidding.
Don't ask me questions like that. I might do it.
He can't say no.
No.
But yeah, no, we started the Southern T-shirt brand, and we did pretty well last year. We've done all right this year, but people aren't buying T-shirts these days. But just part of the economy, the cycle.
I'm basically wearing a one of one I made.
You understand?
And my wife
you?
wears the one you made, Matt. She wears that to church, to the plant sale. She
Awesome.
loves that shirt. Yeah.
I appreciate that. Represent.
Yeah.
Grant.
Yes.
The goatfish.
The goatfish.
Man.
I don't even
So-
think I spelled it right.
Yeah, what animal?
No, the goatfish. I think there's
Oh no, that's good. That's it.
numbers in
I'm
there.
actually someone I sent the link to live texted me and told me to go ahead and start something tonight, and then they'll
Yeah.
be the first follower. So I will try to reach out to Jeremy over TikTok and just run some names by him, and if that's okay with you,
Yeah.
just to see what works. And then I guess I'm gonna start posting stuff. And if I'm ever, granted on this again, I will have more official @s that you can follow me. I need to figure out how to clear out my Twitter history, likes and retweets. That's what I need to do first, to make sure it's safe.
There you go. Okay. Awesome. Grant is going to be on TikTok soon.
Looking forward to it.
YouTube,
Reach
I
out.
guess. Instagram. I have my Instagram, but I post pictures like a guy. I post a picture of what it is, and that's it. It's just look at this, like my profile
Here's
picture.
a
This is a
tomato.
basket of vegetables. This is what
That's
I
all
grew.
it is.
Yeah.
Get your sister to do it for you.
Oh yeah, that's no.
Maybe that's next week's topic. Okay, and I am Matt of A Farm Hop Life. We're a traveling homestead family, and that's still in development. Pretty cool and exciting. 20 by 23 project. We're still gonna try to hit that. 28 homesteads in the year 2023. Check us out, FarmHopLife.com. All right, next. I think we're skipping next Monday because it's Halloween. I'll probably be trick or treating, but the week after that, I got an idea.
Okay.
I was looking forward to us all being in costume.
Hey, you know what? If it happens, I will go get dressed up in a costume and buy
I won't.
the
I
How
won't.
camera.
about a
I'm just-
pumpkin?
Okay, I mean, I don't know if I can find a pumpkin big enough to go on my head, but I would.
Smaller-
I'll
get a
do
smaller
the
head.
TikTok trend where you carve the
It's
eye
the
out,
Great Pumpkin.
then you carve the eye out, the chickens peck it out, but then I wear it as like a little helmet, and then I take it
Yeah.
to the next level.
Or we'll do a TikTok filter or whatever
Yeah.
effect. Like we're all pumpkin heads. All right.
I like
Linus and
putting
Lucy.
pumpkins on the head. I like
All right.
that.
Is everyone connected? Everyone has each other's information that wants each other's
Yep.
information?
Let me copy it again, and then I'm good.
All right. Cool. Appreciate you guys being here. Thanks everyone for listening, and we'll see you soon-ish.
Thanks for the opportunity.
Yes, thank you.
And broadcast.